So good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a very long day, and we are so happy to welcome you to stay in your seats for another 45 minutes, and we've prepared a very nice treat for you. So my name is Tatiana. I'm one of the two general partners at the LearnLaunch Accelerator together with Gene Hammond. And during the upcoming session, you're going to see the 9 companies that most recently graduated from the Accelerator. And we hope that you will see some intriguing and interesting and new business ideas and, of course, passionate and dedicated entrepreneurs that we've had pleasure working with over the past 5 months. So, but before I give the word to the entrepreneurs, let me spend just 2 minutes to recap what you may have heard already in the morning about what we are doing at the LearnLaunch Accelerator. And our core business is around 2 investment programs that we designed for entrepreneurs in different stages of their life. We call them Boost, which is for essentially a lot of programming around building of the foundations of the ad tech business in the product market fit stage life cycle of the companies, and this will be the companies that you will see in a couple of minutes. And another program we are running is called Breakthrough. This is for more mature companies that need mostly advice around strategy and scaling and fundraising, and the application for this program is open now, so please come visit our webpage to learn more, and we are also hosting weekly information webinars to share more information about this program. And last but not least, we are also offering what we call immersive boot camps for edtech entrepreneurs. These are short-term programs that are especially a good fit for international entrepreneurs who are exploring the entry points into the US markets. And for instance, we will be hosting one such group from France end of April this year at the LearnLaunch Accelerator. This is our portfolio. What fits on this one slide is actually a result of very hard work over the past 6 years. These are our 54 investees. And as you can see, we've been focusing and keep focusing on the full spectrum of the, in terms of the age of the learner, so from early childhood to adult learners, and also the companies that we've invested into, they cover a variety of target audiences and markets and solutions and segments within those specific markets and business models. Our companies are currently employing over 400 people. We're really proud about that. And they've proved to be able to show not only market traction, but also to find a lot of support from the supporters from the participants in the funders community, having raised more than $55 million in funding over the lifetime. And what really makes us different are the people that we work with. And at this place, I would like to thank our venture partners who are playing a key role in delivering this highly personalized experience to the companies that we are working with. So thank you, Matt, Steve, Anne, Eric, Kirby, and Richard for the time you dedicated to working with us and with our companies over the past 5 months. And our extended team wouldn't even fit on this one slide, because this is the network of over 170 mentors that we've built and that we are proud to be working with. And I know that some of you are also a part of this audience. So thank you so much for granting us your time, for being with us. You are the essential asset of the LearnLaunch Accelerator. Thank you, thank you. And last but not least, I also would like to thank my awesome team for working really hard over the last weeks and months to make the program happen and to make this demo day happen. And I would like also to ask you to give a especially loud round of applause to my colleague Ben Bungert. So our Director of Operations, without whom Ben, I probably wouldn't even be able to find this stage, would still be practicing this speech in a quiet place somewhere in front of the mirror. So thank you for being with us and for everything you're doing. And the very last one, we are grateful to have innovative and very open-minded partners from the local EdTech community, such as BU working with us. And before the companies start with their demo, I would like to invite to stage Ian to tell you a couple of words about this important work. Thank you.
Good. All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. All right. That's what I do when I start class. I always say good morning or say good afternoon, see whether the kids are with me or not. So one more time. Hey, hello. Good evening. All right. Okay. So just an intro to me. My name is Ian Masheter. I teach entrepreneurship at BU in the Questrom School of Business, and I also Managing Director of the Bill Lab. The Bill Lab is part of BU's big campus-wide entrepreneurship initiative called Innovate at BU. Our goal is that all of our students, whatever discipline they're learning, get the opportunity to gain an entrepreneurial mindset during their time at college. And as we saw with the last speaker, we believe that those are the qualities that are going to be very important in a world where we're not sure what jobs these students are going to be doing during their career. For those of you from out of town, Boston University is a top 50 university, 30,000 students. It's a private university, 30,000 students, 18 colleges, and has its own innovative past. It was the place where Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, if anybody's... I know that's a while ago, but... why we're a sponsor of LearnLaunch, and why is that? We're seeing EdTech being implemented all through the university and throughout all of the universities in the country, and both in the classroom, with student experience, with alumni relations, with career offices. And I know for those of you who are entrepreneurs, maybe we're not implementing it as quickly as you would like, but we understand that selling to an institution is hard. And one of the speakers in a previous panel said universities probably have to do a better job than we are doing, and I take that point from that speaker. But if you are selling to university, just a couple of tips for you. Don't think of a university as a monolith. Think of it as especially in a university like BU, think of it as a group of sort of interconnected fiefdoms. So, find your champion in the university. It's kind of a quirky, to give you an example, the Questrom School of Business uses an entirely different learning management system than every other college in the university. It's kind of strange, yeah, but it gives you an opportunity as an entrepreneur to say I can sell to a college. I don't have to go through the monolith of the university. Maybe another tip is, and as an educator, I get entrepreneurs come to me and say, you should implement this in your classroom. It'll cost you, it'll be only $30 a head per student. It's kind of a problem for me. I mean, one is I don't have a discretionary budget that I can charge $30 a head to it, and I'm reluctant to go to students and say, oh, I know you've already, I know this is an expensive place to come, but now I'd like to pay another $30 in my class because of this tool I'd like you to use. So think about where the money is coming from, when you are selling to universities. So I think the other reason that we would like to, that we're very keen to sponsor LearnLaunch is that We really like their mission to make Boston a real center of EdTech. As many of you know, there's 35 colleges in Boston, there's 152,000 students. Feels like the right place, yeah? First public school in the country, first institution of higher learning in the country was here in Boston, so we think it's a good fit. We hope we believe our relationship with LearnLaunch will help us stay connected with the innovation that we can deploy throughout the university. I'm really excited about Demo Day. Good luck to all the teams, and congratulations on building startups that have real and meaningful purpose. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Ian. And the show is really about to start. I just want to advertise that for everybody who will stay till the end, you can get this great bag if you don't have one, or if you need a third one. Boston has just went bag free, so I thought it's a nice giveaway for you guys. And a sentence on housekeeping, we will have up to 1 minute video introductions to each company, and then the entrepreneurs will come up on stage and give you 5 minutes pitch on their businesses, and they were warned not to go longer because they will be carried out of the stage. So Beagle and Turner is the first company to present. Thank you.
Beagle is a company founded on a question. Can guiding learners to ask better questions improve engagement, critical thinking, collaboration, and overall learning? The research says yes, but the question remained: how to put this proven inquiry-based method into usable products that faculty will actually adopt and use. Beagle has developed just that, a scalable solution that has faculty members leading adoption. If you have sold into the higher education space market, you know that winning over faculty is critical, and Beagle has done it. Asking a good question requires a deep and subtle thought process. Questions reveal what a person does not understand, as well as what they find most interesting. Questions lead people to think about a topic in a new way or expose flaws in arguments. Questioners are more engaged. Beagle addresses each of these opportunities for better learning with tools that let instructors manage the question-asking process and use it efficiently to inform their teaching. So why are questions important? Funny you should ask. Welcome Turner to tell you how Beagle can lead you to an answer.
Hello, everyone. So I am Turner Bolin, CEO of Beagle Learning, and as you just heard from Richard, we're using student questions as a tool for driving better outcomes in higher education. And we've all been in a class like this before, right? Hundreds of students, one instructor. It can be very passive and often very unengaging. And the result is that you have a huge number of the students in this classroom that aren't succeeding. In 6 years' time, 40% of them won't be graduating, and they're also missing a lot of those skills that we really want them to build: social emotional learning, critical thinking, problem solving. So I want to turn this around though, and I want us to think about this from the perspective of the instructor. We've talked to hundreds of instructors. Dr. Cook is a great example. He's a professor at a liberal arts college in the Midwest that we work with. And he knows this is a problem. He wants to be delivering the best education he can for his students, but he doesn't have the time, as we talked about earlier, to understand the needs of every single student or give them the personalized support that they would need to succeed. So as we looked at this problem, we realized that there was a research-backed process called inquiry-based learning that might be really effective at helping to solve this. And an inquiry-based process runs like this. The instructor is going to provide a directed prompt to that student. The student then will generate their burning question, the thing they think they most need to ask, and provide that back to the instructor. And the instructor can then look at that collection of responses and deliver an engaging and relevant response back to that student to make sure that they are still learning in that class. And the really cool benefit here is that if you repeat this over and over and over, we've seen that you can actually start training things like critical thinking and collaboration alongside your content. The problem is it's got to be simple, it has to be fast, and it has to fit right into the existing workflow of these instructors, because otherwise it's not going to get that adoption. So we realized we needed a productized version of inquiry learning, and that's what we've worked on building. In our system, an instructor is going to come on and they're going to start by building that focused, intentional prompt for their students. The middle of the screen would be a piece of content that that instructor has provided, and at the bottom is a pre-built prompt that they can change or add to. Students then come onto our system and they're able to ask whatever questions relate to that prompt for them personally. And when that instructor comes back to check on this, they're going to get an automatic organization of these questions powered by our machine learning algorithms, so that instead of having a list of individual questions that they have to read through one by one for hundreds of students, they are able to act on whole groups of questions all at once. So going back to Dr. Cook, before he had those 102 students and he'd have 102 questions, and now he's able to see these 3 common categories of topics that his students are wondering about, and he can provide just 3 responses that are still personalized, they're connected, and they're helpful to those students. And the result of this is he's getting an immediate value of the aha moments, the successes that he wants in his class, and it's taking him a lot less time than it would have been with other methods. But back to that really exciting next step that we really want to drive toward. If he does this week after week, so not just once, but over and over, he can start showing his students that their questions matter, that this is a way for them to take action in their learning. And those students, as we've seen in our classes, their questions get better and better and better, and they are able to, we can use that in order to analyze them and deliver an end of semester report to show how those students got more engaged and how their critical thinking improved over time. So we focus, as I said, really heavily on the instructor. We want to make sure that the instructor is getting that time savings and they see those aha moments, but that also lines up really well with what a dean is needing in their department. So the time savings is seen as a resource efficiency to help them get their job done, and the aha moments line up with the retention and outcomes that you're looking for in higher education. So we work with both of these stakeholders to create a partnership with a school. We've seen this work very well so far. We've had, of every 10 instructors we work with, we get 7 introductions to buyers, and we end up with about 3 purchases. And so far that's brought us into 16 institutions for pilots, and we've also gotten some other great traction, like $225,000 of grant funding to help support this process. So where are we going from here? Our next steps are to take the rest of those institutions and convert them over to paid pilots. And then we've got some key product build-out steps that we're taking this spring. And finally, at the end of 2019, we're going to be building up a sales engine so that we can spread this a lot more broadly during 2020. We think by following this, we're going to be able to hit over $1 million in revenue by 2021 and help 115,000 students get this better outcome from their higher education experience. So the way we're driving this growth is that we're working with great partners like Arizona State University, who is both a customer and an investor in our business, to start with these large lecture classes, support them there, move to their online programs. ASU, as an example, is seeing 30% growth in that area. It's a great growth area for us too. And what we've been able to do overall here is take a research-backed process that can drive these outcomes we want, make it intuitive and accessible and exciting for the instructor, and then scale that up to online learning for all ages. Thank you. If you're interested in hearing more, feel free to talk to us afterwards.
Thank you. Up next, we have Ann Brady introducing our next company.
Remember the special help reading group in Mrs. Roberts' 4th grade class? A few of you are in that group, I suspect. Mrs. Roberts was helping each student one by one, overwhelmed and exhausted, as all the students had different needs. Back then, we might not even have heard the words dyslexia or autism. And nowadays, the list of reading disabilities is sadly really long. Well, we have some good news. Today, with light configuration, Capti Voice can address the unique needs of all those students. The Capti platform provides a secure assessment environment, covers multiple media types, over 100 languages, and displays a variety of options depending upon each reader's individual needs. And the support does not end in the classroom. Capti deeply understands and covers all compliance-related workflows, both inside schools and districts. We at LearnLaunch love Capti because of its strong IP and the fact that the team has succeeded in turning this sophisticated technology into a platform-level product the market is asking for.
Hello everyone, my name is Yevgen Borodin. I'm the CEO of Capti Voice, and we're helping teachers to level the playing field for students of all abilities. Despite the explosion of multimedia, basic literacy skills such as reading will continue to be fundamental to success not only in K through 12, but also in college and in the workplace. About that, did you know that in the US K through 12 education, 2/3 of students are reading below grade level? Imagine how that translates to their success, or that lack thereof, in their future careers. And teachers are trying their best, but they're overwhelmed by the diversity of needs and abilities in their classroom. They just don't have the time to personalize instruction for every student. Education technology comes to the rescue. Here are some popular apps, but there are thousands of them to choose from. Thousands. But because most of these apps only do one or two major functionalities, teachers have to juggle them all the time, and they lose time when students cannot log in, cannot access content, and so on. And administrators, they want to collect data. They want to see analytics on a big scale. Unfortunately, most of these tools do not integrate into the existing ecosystems. They don't exchange data, so there's no dashboard to see the high-level picture. So on the one hand, there's a strong need for apps that can help teachers personalize instruction. But on the other hand, the abundance of standalone, simplistic apps is causing chaos. Born out of this challenge is Capti Voice, an integrated all-in-one literacy support platform that is helping teachers personalize instruction for students of all abilities. Capti has a layered, extensible platform that has all the necessary literacy supports. It has access to different types of content. It has administrative tools that help teachers and administrators monitor progress. It integrates into existing ecosystems, and it is compliant with K through 12 regulations. In fact, many of our customers are telling us that the Capti's robust architecture platform is replacing multiple disparate tools with a single integrated solution. Capti is designed to add value and serve all of our stakeholders, including students, teachers, and administrators, and we're now looking into supporting parents. We're focusing on K through 12 market, and this is our chunk of it, an addressable market in the US of at least $500 million, and it's expanding as we're expanding our product suite. Our total addressable market, however, is much larger. Adding higher education, corporate training, and consumer markets, our worldwide addressable market can well exceed $40 billion. We started with a land and expand strategy, and that's our pricing. But once we started integrating with Canvas and Clever and adding assessments, we're getting a lot of interest from district administrators. So our current strategy is to focus on the districts, expand our inside sales team, and build strong referral network, while at the same time continue developing new technology integrations and sales channels. We've sold Capti to over 100 schools and colleges, and here are our top 10 customers who have renewed from last year and expanded their licenses, including New York City and Cornell University. We plan to exceed $500,000 in sales this year and reach $15 million within 4 years, in which time we'll go from serving 100,000 students to 5 million students. Capti has been very well recognized. We received a dozen of grant awards amounting to $3.7 million, which have enabled us to develop innovative literacy supports that use machine learning and natural language processing to help students. Additionally, we received several industry awards. Tech Digest named Capti the best special needs solution. Our team is well poised to bring Capti to scale. We have business and technical expertise, knowledge of the market, and a very strong passion for helping students reach their true potential. And here are our advisors who have been instrumental to our success. With support from LearnLaunch, Arc Capital, and ETS, we're preparing to scale. So we have committed investors, strong critical partnerships that will help us accelerate our growth. In conclusion, Capti Voice is an all-in-one integrated literacy support platform that is helping teachers personalize instruction and level the playing field for all their students. Capti has captivated teachers, students, and administrators, and we fully intend to capture the market. Thank you, and come see us in the exhibit hall.
Thank you, Yevgen. Next, we have Tetiana, our general partner, who's going to introduce our next company.
From trucking to medicine to risk management, nearly every company in the industry has similar challenges. In particular, in human capital, it's about driving awareness about their industry and filling the workforce pipeline. And associations are there to help their member companies with this challenge. They inform, find, and hire the next generation of workers. QCareer has created a unique set of integrated tools and services to help associations better address this pressing need. The company connects associations with college and high school candidates. At QCareer, these candidates can explore internships, apprenticeships, learning opportunities, career guidance, and in the first place, get an appreciation for what opportunities an industry holds for them. We like QCareer because we see that the nature of work, the training needed, and the credentials to qualify are all changing. The pace of this change will only accelerate, and this drives more demand for the kind of services QCareer is offering. And we know it because the response from the market to their early product has been great.
Did you know there are over 100,000 associations desperately trying to attract students and new talent to work in their industry?
Would you be even more surprised to learn that these associations generate over $140 billion in revenue, and it's mission critical that they attract new talent to their industries?
I'm Heather Wetzler.
And I'm Nick Hare. We're the co-founders of CueCareer. We've identified an untapped opportunity linking students with professional and trade associations. The problem is students don't even know associations exist. Therefore, valuable resources such as scholarships, apprenticeships, and internships go underutilized. These resources could help address the skills gap. The mission of associations includes educating the public about the industry and attracting talent to work in that industry. Member companies are demanding better trained applicants, and associations are perfectly positioned to address these needs. However, they haven't found an effective way to reach students on an individual basis.
QCareer solves this problem by aggregating the resources of associations into a single location. Our paying customer are the associations, and our solution begins with career exploration videos. Students interview people early in their careers, making career exploration student-friendly and leading students to workforce development opportunities offered by associations, such as apprenticeships and networking. How the product works is we create a student-friendly page and videos for associations. Students then explore careers by industry and watch a video that leads them to a custom-built association page that explains and answers their questions on career outlook and education needed to go into that career. Having students interview people early in their career gives them insights that the College Career Center will never give them.
Our business model is we're based on selling to the associations. We charge an annual fee for our basic awareness platform, which includes 3 career exploration videos every year and the student-friendly micropage. We upsell additional features, and we will become the pathway intermediary for career exploration. Associations have marketing budgets designed to promote the industry and the members' needs. And as I said, member companies are demanding better trained applicants, and the associations need to fill that role. The market size, there's over 100,000 associations in the US. We believe that half of the associations could use one or more of our services. Our competitive advantage is we're the only platform that harnesses the power of industry associations. We're the only career exploration platform that focuses on the experiences of people early in their careers. And unlike other career exploration content which falls off after the exploration, by working with the associations, we provide a pathway into that career.
Our team consists of Nick Hare and myself. Nick has extensive operations background. I come from internet advertising, primarily marketing to teens. Ryan Craig, who you heard speak today, is an advisor, and we also have another advisor that has expertise in the association world. We'll be expanding our team to be addressing our next steps. Our next steps include continuing to pilot Career in the Classroom, where we live stream a panel of industry experts into high school CTE classrooms. We're also developing a web series for college students for a career deep dive, and the Skills Pathway and Internship program will help the associations better fill their member companies' talent pipeline. Our traction to date is, ready for this? We've received we reach students in many ways, but YouTube, we've received over 1 million views for students searching for careers on YouTube. To put that in perspective, Road Trip Nation, who we're often compared to, and has been on YouTube for over 12 years and has 10 times the videos, has 1.2 million views. We just started selling at the end of last year, and we already have 18 paying clients. By unleashing the untapped resources of associations, students are now able to gain industry-specific skills, build a network and social capital, and they gain the power to find a career path as opposed to just landing a job. Most importantly to associations, they fill the talent pipeline for their member companies. Thank you. We'll be outside if you guys have any questions.
Thank you, Nick and Heather. Up next, we have Eric Cantor, one of our venture partners, to introduce our next company.
Teachers are facing a unique set of challenges due to today's accelerating rate of change inside and outside the classroom. How do instructors keep up with their students' changing interests? Where do they find relevant content to get everybody in the classroom engaged? Teachers need to have a place to discover new ideas, collaborate, and learn from each other. This is what Curio's mission is all about: building a curated environment where teachers can find and share examples of excellence. There are so many talented educators out there who teach like rebels and create amazing content and lessons every day. Curio's founder, Ashley Lamb Sinclair, who was the 2016 Kentucky Teacher of the Year, is one of them. And now, with Curio, you can discover and learn from all of these rebels. When we were reviewing applications for the Accelerator program, we were amazed by the maturity and simplicity of the user interface in Curio's platform. So in a moment, you'll have the opportunity to see why, and to see why we think this separates Curio Learning from the pack.
Hi, I am Ashley Lamb Sinclair, the founder and CEO of Curio Learning, and as Eric mentioned, I was the 2016 Kentucky Teacher of the Year and a 14-year teaching veteran. This is Ulysses. Ulysses was a student from my very first year of teaching, and he was incredibly disengaged in my English class because all he wanted to do was draw graffiti. So frustrated with trying to reach him, finally I went home and Googled like a maniac into the night, looking up Banksy and social justice movements and everything else around the world that I could figure out to try to help this student. And then the next day, I went into the classroom, I handed him his own personalized assignment to create a graffiti wall in response to the text as opposed to the written assignment I had planned. And I will never forget how he looked at me, smiled, and showed me that graffiti wall with such pride, and then continued to engage in my class from that point forward. Around the country, every day, all the time, silently, there are teachers with this power of influence who are making decisions like that authentically improves the lives of students. But right now, it's too complicated for those teachers to find the resources that they need, to put them in a place where they can organize them, and to collaborate with other teachers around those ideas, to expand that kind of work. Put it this way. There are 20 million more educators than there are developers. And yet, GitHub has 21 million monthly active users. Dribbble has 2.5 million pieces of content. But when you think about the influence of teachers, why do they not have an authentic collaboration space like developers and designers? That's where Curio comes in. And when you put numbers on it, it's even more dire. Right now, $18,000 per teacher per year is spent on professional development nationally. And yet only 3 in 10 teachers actually improved as a result of this professional development. And when you think about the fact that almost 50% of new teachers drop out in the first 2 years, creating a $2 billion cost to districts, it's something that we absolutely cannot ignore. And that's where Curio will come in as an authentic collaboration space to help these teachers be creative. We have a brand motto of Teach Like a Rebel, and it's not just a tagline. It's a way of life. It's a philosophy that is resonating with our teachers because they are making decisions that are a little rebellious every day, like I did with Ulysses. And what if, when I taught Ulysses, I had been able, instead of Googling into the night, to quickly find resources relevant that other teachers were also using? And I could find those other teachers and follow them and continue to work with them. And then my ideas would be displayed and curated and evident for everybody else who wanted to look up graffiti too, who had a Ulysses in their classroom as well, so that they can lift the veil and see, how do I compile resources together? How do I design a lesson? And then collaborate with me around those ideas. And think about this. What if administrators around the country had clear access and data to that kind of work, to the invisible work of teachers around this country every day? And right now, with our traction, with our beta users, we get messages from them every day. They see our beautiful interface. They know that it was designed by a teacher. They feel it when they go into the platform, and they tell us all the time. So we're a freemium model. We want to drive up our free user base because we know that we want teachers to evangelize for us. And then we're going to have a paid subscription model that is small but doable for them, and an enterprise model so that schools and districts can have access to that beautiful dashboard so that they can get real insight into the powerful teachers in their schools and districts. And right now, there are lots of people trying to do this, and we get asked all the time, how are you different? We're different because we are built by a teacher, for teachers. We understand this market better than anyone else, and we have the cool brand factor that others just cannot do. Our leadership team is diverse, and one of the things that we're most proud of is it is half teachers. And we have the most exciting thing, we have a rebel squad of teachers across the country who are influencers and who are doing our marketing for us and building in content curation. As well as we have mentors, advisors, and funders who are supporting our work. Most recently, right before Thanksgiving, we were the grand prize winners at the Uber Girl Boss Pitch competition. We are young, but we're growing and we're excited about our traction. Every day we get new users and they're active and they're excited about what we're doing. The heart of what Curio does is trust teachers. We know their influence and we want to empower them. So what's next for us? User growth, user engagement, building on exciting new partners like most recently the Teacher of the Year program, who are going to be onboarding their 2019 class next week, seeking funding, and on a path to revenue. Thanks. Come see me.
Thank you, Ashley. Up next, we have Steve Shapiro, venture partner, introducing our next company.
You know, building a language learning product is challenging and difficult because it covers so many aspects: reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and especially think about learning Mandarin Chinese. And as a matter of fact, the market's quite crowded with a lot of different solutions and of varying forms and varying quality. But there are a few quality products out there that have figured out a good fit for children that is the perfect balance between entertainment and education. We were very impressed with Hehe Lulu and its scientific depth. What looked really simple and entertaining on the surface, so simple that a 3-year-old can independently navigate and use it, has very sophisticated technology on the back end, such as machine learning and voice recognition technology. We believe that Hehe Lulu is building a truly unique, immersive Chinese learning environment that can be used both at home and at school.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Huang, the founder and CEO of Hehe Lulu. Have you ever thought about to teach your kid Chinese? Sounds difficult, right? Same to me. I find it's terribly painful to help my kids learn Chinese as a Chinese mother living in Paris. So who else shares the same pain like me? It's Lily, who is worried like hell that her son will lose the cultural root. And it's Olivia, who is afraid that her kids will lose a competitive edge in the next generation. So if we look at the market, sure, we start from the Chinese living abroad. There are over 10 million Chinese kids living abroad under 8-year-old. Even more significantly, there's 160 million people learning Chinese in 2017. And this number is rising at an annual growth rate over 50% since 2013. So our vision is to create an immersive Chinese environment for kids below 8. How are we going to do it? We utilize mature streaming platform, build a unique pedagogical system called Progressive Learning System for kids. In principle, it covers 800 most basic vocabularies at 6 language levels, and which are blended into 10 life scenarios relevant to any kid's daily life. In a simple word, we aggregate animations, extend it into edutainment. So kids watch an animation, then they are pushed to a chain of interactive training, starting from voice recognition of a particular keyword labeled with this particular animation, and extended to word recognition training, puzzle, and then to a writing game right away on the touch screen. So in a simple word, that our online Chinese progressive learning system has 800 keywords divided into 6 language levels with a smart gamified test system, integrated with interactive games. How we do business? We launched our B2C subscription business model. Monthly, we charge our customer $9.99. As there are schools and institutes using us, we offer very customized package upon the cases. In addition, we have just launched our first online-offline blended product. Just by scanning this barcode, you will be guided into our platform with animated film of this particular keyword. So where we are now, actually I come from Paris, so we are one of the top edtech startup in France, supported strongly by French government and the government grant. We have launched the first pilot project on January 11th in Paris, which is validated and certificated by French Administration of Education. And of course, we have acquired the first paying customers with our B2C business model. We come to Boston to LearnLaunch because America is very important for us. Over 30% registration organically without any paid campaign are coming from United States. And there are 28 American educational institutes using us as a complementary teaching support for their Chinese courses. So we have to be here, and we are going to launch the first pilot with the help of LearnLaunch. This is how we are used at home, in Chinese courses, and our pilot schools in France. We have a complicated team structure as an early stage startup. The China team with professional Chinese language educator, mainly responsible for product development, while in Paris, we are focusing on content license and marketing and sales. our new team in Boston is going to help us to develop our business. Thank you very much. Please come to me if you're interested in us.
All right, so our next case is a little bit interesting. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So due to an immigration issue, our next entrepreneur from Mozambique is not here today. He has recorded a video of his own. So we're going to have Kirby, one of our venture partners, introduce him, and then the video will just roll from there. So just a heads up.
Jimo is an extraordinary entrepreneur from Mozambique. He envisions a world where multiple complex science topics can be taught out of one box that actually lives in the classroom. From scratch, Jimo built a planet box, an integrated ecosystem with live fish, bacteria, and plants to teach environmental science and engineering in K-12. So it's a real-world tactile experience that every kid can touch and feel in the classroom, and it has super affordable price points for schools. And most interestingly, Jimo has a lot of ideas as to how to extend the product with additional modules to bring even more hands-on technology experience into the classroom and inspire the next generation of engineers with experiential STEM.
Hi everyone, my name is Jimo Sorodio, CEO of JustLearn, and I'm excited to introduce you to our concept of interactive STEM for K-12, literally in a box. So according to a report released just about a month ago, it has become clear that high-quality STEM tools are not available to the masses, which is a result in disparity between, and I quote, human, material, and financial resources across all sectors of society. So, if diversity, equity, and inclusion are the STEM outcomes we all seek, how then can we define quality STEM education? In short, quality STEM education can be described as two things. Number one, in engagement, also understood as experiential learning and relevant exposure to industries of the future. And number two, accessibility, which includes cost, compatibility with core curriculum, and ease of use. However, as you'll see in this graph, there is a trade-off between both of these goals. Books, for example, are highly accessible to teachers, but often little engagement to students. Science activities, on the other hand, offer more engagement but come at a higher price, and makerspaces, while great for hands-on learning, are too costly for most. Recently, greenhouses and hydroponic systems have emerged as versatile tools for STEM, but even those are prohibitive and not often curriculum-centric. That's where we come in. We're excited to announce our STEM platform, offering the best of both accessibility and highly engaging STEM tools, and we're also aligned to curriculum. So our core product is a living ecosystem called PlanetBox. In the simplest terms, PlanetBox is a self-cleaning fish tank that fuels a self-fertilizing garden. PlanetBox is designed to be compact and low maintenance while offering a living and breathing mini model of our own wonderful planet Earth. That's because PlanetBox relies on aquaponics, a sustainable technique exhibiting life-sustaining cycles such as the water, the carbon, and the nitrogen cycle. All of this magic happens without leaving the classroom, making it especially useful in urban settings where access to the outdoors is often limited. But that's just the beginning. See, JustLearn will be expanding the curriculum beyond PlanetBox, which primarily focuses on environmental science and biology, and into other STEM fields such as physics, computer science, genetics, and engineering. We'll accomplish this using both modular add-ons and off-the-shelf STEM kits. These add-ons contribute further to problem-based learning, supporting the truth that nothing on Earth happens in isolation. Problem-based learning is a growing interest in education, helping students connect the dots to solve problems and then move to tackle bigger, more complex global challenges. Finally, our curriculum is in digital form billed by subscription, and we're now designing an interface to ensure its delivery is both economical and easily accessible to all. Curriculum is where rubber meets the road for teachers, so let's talk a little bit more about that. Our curriculum is fully aligned to the next generation science standards, and we currently have 16 lesson plans, or about 1,000 minutes of hands-on learning, with more in the works. The net result for teachers is a cost-saving, time-saving, curriculum-enriching, experiential learning tool that will delight and engage their students. STEM education is one thing. STEM education at a price point accessible to the masses is quite another. Unfortunately, most schools cannot afford the STEM tools available today. As a witness to our pilots and implementations, I can tell you this. Seeing a 5th grade classroom come together as a team for their turn at the water quality test is how I can personally assure you that Planetbox accomplishes STEM learning differently and is a leap in the right direction. One of these photos is in a Title I public school and the other in a private school. Can you tell the difference? So let's talk about the industry. The global K-12 STEM space is approaching 10 billion. However, what I want to emphasize is that we're at the intersection of STEM and e-learning, which has been growing exponentially since the early 2000s. Additionally, there are other pocket markets such as the US homeschool market, now 2 million students and also growing very quickly. We're currently on our 2nd phase of paid pilots with a 3rd coming soon. And while we're an early stage company, we've shown good initial traction. Our product is solid, our curriculum is available, and there is a huge need for accessible and creative STEM products and curriculum that is aligned to current standards. For those interested in financials, I just want to say that we're starting with Planetbox as a product, but over time our digital curriculum will become the biggest driver of our revenue. JustLearn is a hardware-enabled SaaS platform. In turn, add-ons, kits, and future models will also expand the pedagogical reach, allowing for future growth. We have a small but really brilliant and committed team. My personal passions are in aquaponics, agriculture, and clean tech, and I am determined over time to contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I was also born and raised in Mozambique, so I have much interest in scaling JustLearn into emerging markets after it's established here in the US. To conclude, we've developed an accessible, extensible, enriching STEM ecosystem that is modular and easily integrated into classrooms, and our digital curriculum is available and aligned to current standards. So if you're an educator or school administrator and have interest in what we do, please come check out our website. And if you want to chat, you can reach me directly, my email. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gmo. Up next, we have Matt Rubens introducing our next company.
Peter Silverman and Max Robbins, the founders of Majorwise, were college roommates. One night they were talking about their work experiences in high school. It turned out that only one of them had had a really meaningful experience, while the other had not. And thus the idea for a website to help high school students find great internships was born. While still in college, the team started building their minimum viable product that would help students find internships while helping schools manage this time-consuming and burdensome process. The team impressed us with their energy, passion, and courage. They managed to sign up their first customer with just a website mock-up and have been generating revenue ever since. Today, the product is being used by dozens of schools with more signing up every month. They've also started to work with employers to engage them in a new high-margin revenue model. We think that the emerging market for experiential learning solutions is rapidly growing and that Majorwise is poised to become a major player in this new space.
Yo, Matt's a sweetheart. That was awesome. Hey everybody, my name is Peter Silverman. I'm introducing you today Majorwise. We are a solution to a nationwide problem. I want you to think back to your very first job. Now, probably something you haven't thought about in a while. Probably when you had it, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever years ago it was when you were about between the ages of 16 and 18. And what I want to tell you now is in 2018, that trend is rapidly declining. Over 51% of students in the US between 16 and 18 had no professional experience while in high school. What does that mean? It means they are missing out. Huge. If you have any professional experience while you are in high school, you are 23% more likely to attend college. You're 22% increased annual earnings over your entire life. And if you specifically have an internship in high school, 45% of those students are offered full-time jobs right out of the gate. And just to give you a little bit of an example, personally, since most of you probably haven't been thinking about high school internships that much, I was a programmer at Tufts University in the psychology department. And essentially what that allowed me to do was I wrote about it for my Common App, and that got me my acceptance letter to the University of Vermont, and that got me my scholarship, and that got me to meet my co-founder Max when we were freshman year roommates, and that got me here. So why don't more students do this? Well, number one, jobs are really hard to find. The way job posts are written for entry-level positions, they describe ideal candidates. No one writes, hey, I really want a 16-year-old with no experience and no skills and limited transportation and limited time. Not only that, schools are pushing for the placement of students. Schools understand very well the value that professional experience gives, both to their students and their alumni and their college acceptance rates. However, many of these schools are in need of assistance. And just to give you guys a visual, these are the 35 states in America that have some regulation around some work-based learning in order to graduate. So what is Majorwise? Majorwise is a marketplace to connect the schools with the employers. Think of us as a LinkedIn for high school students. Essentially, in schools, the career coordinator is in charge of placing over 300 students per year. They have very few days to do this, and they have limited professional connections generally. This is a very, very, very hard task, especially when you Google high school jobs. There isn't really much going on there. Not to mention, they don't have any tools to automate this process. It's pen and paper for every single one of them. And not only that, employers also struggle with this. If you want to hire someone who's 16 to 18, this is one of our clients in Vermont. They're a ski mountain. They have a bunch of like boot valets and cooks and all that. They have to pay generally $313 per employee hired. So how do we make money? We have two business models. Number one is to charge schools between $3,000 and $7,000 per year. This gives us an active marketplace of students who are applying to jobs. On top of that, we charge employers about $25 per job post, which is still drastically undercutting the cost of both finding interns as a school and hiring entry-level employees as an employer. As for traction, we've got over 20 schools in over 7 states in the past 6 months. Recently, we've changed our traction completely to focus on Boston and New York and make those 2 areas amazing. Our market size for schools is about 156 million. Now, this isn't the biggest market in the world. However, when we have schools signing on, we get an active user base of students who are generally required to apply to jobs. And this opens us up to an amazing active marketplace where employers get all of these applications. And the employer market size is enormous. It's 830 million. It is a huge market. Now, as for financial projections, we believe that as we place more and more interns, the amount of revenue from both employers and schools will go far, far up. The point I want to make with this slide is that when we have more schools signing on, and the more we have a great community of both posting jobs and having students apply to them, the more impact we can make and the more money we make from both sides. We have a young and ambitious team. Max and I are recent college graduates, and our CTO, Devin, is in charge of a nonprofit that manages hiring African-American people in New York. We have an amazing group of advisors, from Microsoft to Oracle to Twitter to Magic Leap. And I just want to say that high schools are creating these programs. Many need assistance placing these students, and Majorwise will make the difference. If you're interested in this at all, please come talk to me. I'm very open to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Up next, we have Gene Hammond introducing our next company.
When we saw Orbit's product video for the first time, we saw kids light up. So we wanted to explore more. And because we knew that there's widely accepted research that shows a strong connection between student engagement and persistence and overall academic achievement, we thought this is an interesting product. Orbit is entering the K-12 market with a product designed for the critical middle school years. The company stands out with its student-centered approach, driving STEM engagement in the classroom. Orbit was a fit for the LearnLaunch Accelerator for a number of compelling reasons. Early product in use, they have highly competitive production costs, their technology is easily adoptable as it aligns with the infrastructure in schools and learners today. And they have a talented, international, diverse team led by 2 savvy women entrepreneurs. These women have a track record of success, and they are on track to succeed again with this innovative and impactful business. And now, Orbit.
Hello, everyone. My name is Navera, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Orbit. Did you know about 50% of the students across America are disengaged? And all of the educators sitting here would actually agree to what 88% of the superintendents have to say. That student engagement is one of the most important measures of a school's effectiveness. Advanced technologies like AR and VR are changing the way students learn today. Because these technologies combine the experience of video gamification, videos, interactive 3D learning, and fun all at one place. However, these technologies are not widely accepted or implemented in schools. Reason being, they are too expensive for a school to afford. And that's where Orbit comes in. Orbit is providing sophisticated AR technology at an affordable cost. We are bringing AR and 3D interactivity on consumer devices, which students are already masters of. Now imagine that there are students in a classroom and they're learning respiration in humans. And instead of a book, we place a breathing human being right in front of them, and we clear out the skin, and students can actually step inside the organs to see how every organ is working together to help us breathe. And that's not it. They can also take out any organ and view the microscopic details of it. Now imagine, with this kind of an engaging tool, what would be the effect of learning in your students? Our 3D content, along with the lesson plans, are available for astronomy, life sciences, earth sciences, and physical sciences for middle and high school. If you want to experience this yourself, please open up your app store and find us with the name Orbit Cygnus and enjoy a free AR demonstration. The cost effectiveness of Orbit has given us a huge market opportunity. We're talking about a global market of $26.9 billion. And in the US alone, the market size grows up to $6.9 billion. All of the STEM coordinators in this market are looking for apps that they can use in their schools. And we aim to reach out to them through each possible channel. Let it be direct selling, which involves going to schools and representing our product there, or engaging with them on conferences, or harnessing the power of a happy teacher to promote our product. Our short videos have made it very conducive for us to market through social media channels, like YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram, for example. Our business model is B2B SaaS, and we charge an annual fee to schools of $5 per user. Right now, we are piloting with the schools in the United States so that we are fully equipped and ready for school and district level commitment by summer 2019. Now let's talk about one of the most impactful aspects of any startup, the team. We're the 2 co-founders from Pakistan. We have been working together in IT since last 5 years. In our first venture, we accumulated revenue of about, more than $500,000, and Orbit is our second venture together. Under Orbit, we already have employed 14 creative and technical human resources. And with this ambitious young team, we have put together an award-winning product. We recently received a government grant of $200,000, which will speed up our production cycle. With our previous with our past experience of about 12,000 users from schools from Pakistan and the Netherlands, and now the 30 schools that have registered in the United States, it proves that our business model is globally scalable, and we are only poised to grow. We want to transform classroom into an immersive learning experience where not only students are engaged completely, but educators are also provided with aids which were not imaginable before. If you are interested, please come find us in the exhibition hall. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nuvera. All right, last but not least, we have Tatiana introducing our next company.
Students have gotten the message. Classes in math, physics, and other STEM-related subjects in college can lead to great jobs. But many of these students fail or struggle, overwhelmed by complex reading assignments for each class. And individual support resources at colleges are unfortunately very limited. ProPrep developed technology to address this problem. The company built a rich video content library that with one click magically matches video tutorials to STEM syllabus of any college out there. The study material is delivered in a crisp and comprehensive way, and most importantly, it's available just in time. Essentially now, you can carry a big pile of STEM books in your pocket on your mobile device. Having built a very successful business in Israel, Itai, one of the co-founders, did what many Israeli entrepreneurs do. He set off to conquer one of the world's biggest education markets, the United States. And as you know, Boston is the best place to start this journey.
Hi everybody, my name is Itai Koppel. I'm one of the co-founder of ProPrep. Thank you for having me here. At ProPrep we develop online video tutorials and a study guide customized according to the syllabi of the university. And the main problem that we have is that currently most of the students in STEM courses do not manage to finish their classes, and there is about 40% in STEM courses and STEM majors, and this is affecting the future workforce, and we do not have enough talent to fill the STEM-related position. Our mission is to improve and to enable all the students that study STEM to maximize their potential in academic. And this is what we've been doing in the last years. Our solution is based on several pillars. First of all, we create the content by a professor. We customize it according to the syllabi of the university. We provide analytics both to the teachers and to the students that enable them to improve the process of learning and the process of teaching. And the most important of all, we increase the engagement of students that study STEM. And we have studies that shows that students that study through our solution improve their grades by 15%. And we also reduce the gender gaps in the class. In Israel, we started about 10 years ago, and currently about 25% of the students in Israel use our platform. And when I say use our platform, I mean they are paying customers. And believe me that if 25% of the Israelis are paying customers, it means that about 90% of the Israeli students use us. Not only that, we are considered to be the education engine behind the startup nation. We have a very unique technology, which consists of three elements. First of all, it's the creation of the content. We create a huge amount of content, a very generic one, and then we have the customization engine that actually combine and enables us to create the customized courses. We also have AIs that improves this process, and it takes us less than 15 minutes to create a course with about between 75 to 90 video hours that includes also about 1,200 practice problems. Even though that the technology is very complicated, we have a very easy user interface. You just go to the website, choose your course, and then you start studying. Very easy to use. It's bite-sized videos. It is customized to the way that millennials study right now. And all the videos are not longer than 5 to 7 minutes because otherwise people will not watch it. The go-to-market. Our region are B2C. We are feeling very comfortable with the B2C, with the user acquisition and the lifetime value. The lifetime value of the user is about $200 US, and the user acquisition cost is about $7.5 US. Recently, universities started to approach us because they want to reduce the teaching assistant cost and also reduce the content creation cost. And we are starting to sell also to universities. Here in the US, we also have channels that sell directly to universities, and also we are now in negotiation with the OPM players. We started in the US about a year ago. When we started, we thought that, going west, life is peaceful here. Found out that compared to Israel, it's peaceful, but compared to the US, so we are very proud to have about 3,500 registration, and we are very proud to have a very good engagement. The average user is about 3.5 hours per user. It means that each student watched about 50 to 60 practice problems. And bear in mind that it's not Netflix, so it's a very good engagement. We have students from over 50 universities. We have from Ivy League. We have from community colleges. We have from a state university. This demonstrates that the solution is applicable for everyone from any university all over the US. We have a very strong team of teachers. We have about 15 teachers that create the content, each one of them with more than 10 years of experience. It's not the patriots. We wish them good luck on Sunday. This is very important. And the next steps, it's to grow fast in the US. We have signed already 2 agreements with the channels. We are now negotiating additional 2 agreements. We're going to upload a new website. We're going to increase the variety of courses and introduce also chemistry, organic chemistry, chemistry lab, and biology, and also coding. Thank you very much for your time. Now it's time to the drinks, no? I'm the last one.
All right, thank you all for coming and sticking around. Thanks everyone for staying. Just 2 more notes. The Birds of a Feather dinner are happening right about now. If you're still interested, there are a few that are open. Pop through here. And tomorrow, there's a lot of stuff happening. Check out your agenda. Birds of a Feather, don't forget. And we're LearnLaunch. Thank you. Have a great night.